Are you listening?
Avengers. Right now, Avengers Endgame is dominating box offices around the world. I mean, currently, the movie has generated over $1.7 billion worldwide. And somewhere, the executive that turned down the idea of an original Iron Man movie is face deep in a bottle of whiskey, probably listening to Simon Garfunkel while just being like, why? Now, I, for one, have seen the movie twice, but if you're like me, there's still a giant void in your heart because I just want to be loved to 3,000. But even more than that, I just want to play a damn Avengers video game. And we do know that an Avengers video game does exist, because back in 2017, over 2 years ago, Marvel Entertainment posted a trailer to YouTube called the Avengers Project Announcement Trailer. The trailer was used to announce a multi-year, multi-game partnership between Marvel and the Square Enix divisions of Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal. Now, other than that, very little is known about Project Avengers. Rumors and speculation have gone rampant as to what this game might be, but really, the best opportunity we have to understand what Project Avengers might be is to look at Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal's track record. Now, Crystal Dynamics has been making video games since 1993, developing games like Gex and one of the best racing games of all time, Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. Go ahead, Mario Kart fans, at me on Twitter. And Eidos Montreal has a great track record as well, with Eidos being the studio that gave us games like Thief and the Deus Ex series. But that, of course, is the past. In recent years, Crystal Dynamics, in partnership with Eidos Montreal, is responsible for one of the best retellings of a classic video game franchise ever. And of course, I mean, I'm talking about Tomb Raider. And when we're talking about the Avengers video game, I think Tomb Raider might be the best example of what we can expect from an Avengers video game. A massive cinematic experience filled with deep storytelling, intense action, and rewarding gameplay. Because even though Shadow of the Tomb Raider did get lost in an extremely crowded release window, from a quality perspective, Shadow of the Tomb Raider has received a 7 out of 10 from Metacritic, 7 out of 10 on Steam, and a 9 out of 10 from IGN. So, if the Avengers video game is anything like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, we're in store for a great game. Now, of course, I hear what you're saying. That's purely speculation, and many studios have changed direction or style for new games in the past. I mean, Guerrilla Games is a prime example of that. They gave us 5 Killzone video games and then went on to produce one of the greatest open-world games of this generation. But luckily for us, thanks to some recent job postings on Crystal Dynamics' website, we can begin to piece together what Project Avengers might look like. Currently, Crystal Dynamics is hiring multiple positions for their Redwood City studio in California, including an AI combat designer, who will have expertise in constructing enemy and boss encounters for an action-adventure type game that is grounded in the fiction of the world. Crystal Dynamics is also hiring a combat systems designer who will directly work to build the combat systems for a third-person action-adventure game, along with cover and melee-based mechanics and players' weapons. And of course, in English, what all of that means is currently Project Avengers is shaping up to be a third-person action-adventure game with high emphasis on cover and melee mechanics, similar to an Uncharted or a Tomb Raider. But it will also feature a wide variety of bosses for you to fight. Now, of course, the big question here is when and where can I get my hands on the Avengers video games? Well, judging by the jobs page and the wording of each job, I don't think that they're very far along with this game. At best, we might get a new teaser at this year's E3, but realistically speaking, 2020-2021 release date is probably what we're looking at here. But thanks to the job postings, we do know that this game is being designed for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so it'll probably be a multi-generational game. Which, honestly, I think I speak for everyone. Just make a good game, because we're pretty tired of gyms like this. Whatever it takes.